All right, Drip, it's another morning and another video we're going to post here. And we're going to reference basically things that we've already talked about, but we're going to talk about them again because there's been some like updated information. And specifically, the first thing we're going to talk about here is the infamous or famous, depending on the way you look at it, Digital Foundry spec sheet. Now, Digital Foundry has posted what they believe to be the Switch 2 specs. You're looking at it on screen here right now. I am not a tech nerd. Drip is not a tech nerd, who's below me currently. You're looking at the spec sheet. I'm not really going to reference numbers here because, first of all, we did that last week on Gigervon's video, and we'll talk about that in a minute, actually. That's another topic we're talking about here today. But two, like, we're not qualified. I mean, I guess we could talk about, like, you can see yourself if you're looking at this. You can see that GPU, scores are higher than Switch 1, and obviously they're going to be.
Yeah.
Everything is higher than the Switch 1 by a wide margin. And yeah, I could go into specifics here, but I think the point is, it's good, man. It's good. I mean, we knew that already. We already knew this. Like, we didn't need the spec sheet to confirm that, but it's good.
Yes, it's very good. Well, and I mean, a lot of what's crazy about all this stuff is, I mean, and again, we don't know this for absolute certainty, right? This is just still unconfirmed, like
correct.
Actually confirmed.
Correct. We're gonna get there in a moment, but yeah, it's obviously unconfirmed.
When you look at all this, yeah, it's exactly what all the leaks said years ago. It's basically down to everything. I mean, there are some little things here and there that are different, where it's clearly
even the RAM
stuff has been.
Even the RAM is the same, which I find funny because it's a weird number. It's 12 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah, that's been like the number for a while.
It's been the number, and it's just weird that they even got that specific number right, which normally you're looking at 8 or 16. You're not usually doing a number like 12.
12 is a weird number.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, there are some differences that we see in some, because you can see some of it's like directly made. Like this is a chip that is modded or whatever you want to say. It's hot rodded to be made for a gaming handheld.
Right.
They've done specific things for Nintendo. So, I mean, some of that stuff, I guess, wasn't, exactly leaked, but most of this stuff is like spot on, down to the chip. The T239 is what people were talking about back in 2021.
Right.
So, I mean, I know that a lot of people are like upset, mad, like, oh, well, Digital Foundry, you hate the Nintendo Switch, but
yeah, well, they're specifically calling out them for misinformation because this is true. They don't have Nintendo didn't give them this spec sheet. This spec sheet is not the spec sheet of the Nintendo Switch. This is their guesstimation of their professional opinions. Whether you like it out or home, that's better than nothing. You can call it misinformation all you want. But tell me something, friends at home. Are you giving us a spec sheet that's somewhat even remotely close to accurate? No.
And I watched the video. It's not, they aren't saying like this is. They aren't saying this is like the thing. They even say a lot of it. I mean, well, maybe I'm wrong. Is that why people are mad? Did I miss that in the video where they said this is 100% confirmed? This is it?
Did I miss that? I don't watch. No offense to them, I just don't watch their videos. It's not something I spend my time doing. I
watch their videos. I do
respect
like
their
old men
opinions.
Watch golf.
It's good
to like sit down in a recliner and turn on a Digital Foundry video and just kind of nod off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I respect their professional opinion because they're much more qualified to give us this information than we are, and I think people are taking the quotes of theirs out of spite and hate watching and hate retweeting them, even though they're just giving
a lot of the stuff
they're just giving their professional opinion. I don't think they're really trying to. They're not pushing an agenda on anybody. They're just like,
that seems to be like the big thing online, and we're getting comments about that too. Like in other videos where we've talked about this, people think they're like against Nintendo for some reason. Like what? On what planet would they have anything to be against Nintendo doing something good? As content creators, when a company you talk about does good, does better than they did before, or does a good thing, you do better. We all benefit. If Nintendo's doing good, we all benefit. Like there's nowhere. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do have some secret agenda that's really weird, but I doubt it. Because, talking about Nintendo when Nintendo is popular is what we want to do, and I'm sure it's what they want to do. And, you know, any content creator that covers video games right now is covering the Switch 2 because that's what people are talking about. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're trying to like bury the Switch 2 for any reason at all.
Or
they're
promote
just putting out information
positively as well. I think some people think they're boosting it as well. They're getting both sides of it because that's how the internet works. It's whatever circle your algorithm decides that you're in is what you get fed. So you're going to get the negative or the positive for them. There's no or negative as in the Switch is worse than you expect, or the Switch is better than it really is, and it's just a mess, man. Just like ignore the internet.
Well, and I mean, another thing that I know that he said in that video is at this point, it's time for the games to do the talking. Like specs can only say so much.
How can you have a better quote than that? I mean, I didn't watch the video, but like hearing that, it's like that's exactly what you want to hear from them. Like they're not.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
They're not pushing an agenda.
I'm quoting that exactly. I'm pretty sure I'm quoting that exactly. Just let the games do the talking at this point, because all we have are numbers. But they don't necessarily mean, you know, this in a different context could mean a completely different thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some of these numbers, you don't really know exactly what it's going to be able to do until you see it. So, I don't know, man. The hate on
dude,
them
I can look at CUDA cores all day long and tell you exactly what CUDA cores looks like in Donkey Kong. Like that's every blade of grass tip. You know, every time you look at a blade of grass and see a shiny tip on it, that's a CUDA core right there.
Yeah, I don't think that's what that is, but maybe.
Can I just say CUDA core, the funniest thing I've ever heard for like an acronym?
I believe that is what makes DLSS possible as well. You have to have those to make DLSS a thing that's able to be done.
CUDA core sounds like something when you're like making up PC specs and like gigawatts. CUDA cores. All the CUDA cores and gigawatts inside the Switch too. Yeah. So hey, it's faster. And quickly, we'll touch on this too. It's related. Gear. We had made a video very early after Geekerwan posted his English version of his, we found a Switch 2 motherboard on Chinese eBay. And we were
still crazy.
We were not taking it as gospel, but we were, for the purpose of the video, taking it for what it was at that time. And it seems, I haven't seen anything specific, but I've had people reach out on the internet and tell me that, it seems that their video is not nearly as accurate as they were portraying, but it seems like in the good way. It seems like they were grossly misrepresenting it in a negative light. Not like, again, not an agenda pushing. I don't think they were pushing an agenda either. I think it was
they just don't have the proper things to actually compare apples to apples.
Right.
They've got PC parts that they're trying to make emulate what the power of this thing is, what they have on a spec sheet, which is, again, just like I said, in different contexts, these things are completely different. They don't, you know what I mean? Like whatever they've got going on for the Switch 2 here is made, one, it's newer.
Yeah.
Two, it's made specifically for this handheld, for this setup. So, I mean, you're going to be able to get more out of it. And then the games are optimized to take advantage of what those things are. Yeah. And I think we talked about that when we covered that. The fact that he's not using one-to-one stuff here, so it could be off. But it's good to hear that it's off in a good way, like it's actually going to be better than that.
Yep.
Which I did actually mention that. Now that I'm remembering what we talked about, I looked at the stuff he was showing of Cyberpunk, and I was like, what I played looked better than that. It looked better than that. So, okay, cool. I don't understand why everybody's so hurt. Why is everybody so hurt?
I know. It's really kind of, I think because people take things way too literally. And even if the content creator you're watching, not necessarily saying Geeker1 or Digital Foundry, but any content creator you're watching, including us, you're taking their word way too seriously. What you need to do out there, folks, including our show, you hear our opinions and you gather them. You hear somebody else's opinions and you gather them. And you go out and you reach out. You find multiple pieces of news, content, information in general, and you gather that for yourself and you form, like Play-Doh, your own opinion from those things. Like, obviously what I'm saying is my opinion. But, like, you don't take my opinion and then regurgitate it. What you do is you take my opinion into account. You take other people's opinions into account, whether you trust them, whether you don't trust them, turn that into a big Play-Doh opinion and mold it yourself. And people, what they do is they just take the first thing they hear that they don't like or they do like, and they regurgitate it, and that's how we get polarization. So, like,
well, I mean, it's just it's people read headlines instead of reading the articles. And get angry about what the headlines are. Because, I mean, unfortunately, I know a lot of people get really upset about it, but crazy headlines and YouTube video titles are how people get people to watch things or see things. A lot of people say, oh, that's clickbait. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's happened over here a few times.
Like if we called this video, named it PNG of supposed leak.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch it.
And then we just put up a PNG.
You gotta realize what day and age you're in, and not take the you have to have something interesting to get people to watch, because there's a ton of content out there.
Drip and Jeeb read a couple words off a website and react.
I'm sure everyone would, but it's just people need to realize what day and age we're in, and like it or not, you've kind of got to look out for yourself when it comes to that. Be smarter. Like, look at a title. If it looks like it's something crazy, it's probably not that thing. But if it is something that maybe you just didn't understand, and then you didn't click on the video or didn't click on the article and read because you took that out of context, I mean, that's on you. Again, watch watch the things you see or read them, get the opinions, and make your own from that.
Speaking of things,
I think a lot of this is just people reading the headlines and stuff like that, and then getting pissed off because they don't understand that that's just a catchy title. That's the way it works. You got to actually read the content or listen to what the people are saying in a video to get it to actually understand what is happening. But a lot of people don't want to take the time to do that. They just want to get pissed off and get on the internet and yell at people.
And there's also people who want to profit off of misinformation. And,
yes, there's that too. You got to watch out for that too.
And intentionally induce rage bait.
Yeah, and you by not clicking on it, I guess you're not really giving them what they want, but you are taking their stupid headline and running with it, and that's where a lot of misinformation comes from. It's not Digital Foundry talking about what they know. It's about people reading a headline that someone took out of their video, completely out of context, and then getting pissed off about that. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a little off topic. Anyway, the Switch 2 specs look pretty cool, whether these are real or not. I'm going to go ahead and say my opinion would be, since we've been hearing the same thing since 2021, and you and I have been looking at a lot of this stuff, I'm going to go ahead and guess these are, if not all true, most of them are probably spot on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
See how I did that, Jeeb?
Yeah.
How I formed an opinion about all the things I've heard and seen? That was good, right? I did it.
And
that's how you do it.
I hear your opinion and I respect your opinion. And
thank you so much.
You know, it's not an opinion.
What?
Nintendo's going to be calling and texting all of your family late at night. Dick pics. You're going to give them your phone number and you're going to like it. And they're going to text your family and say, look at show me your doc. Nintendo wants they want your family. They're also going to be recording you against, actually, you're going to give them the ability. You're going to willingly, they're going to cuck you, to record and your audio and video. This is not a family show.
Oh God. Yeah. Speaking of titles and thumbnails, we finally got into ours.
Yeah.
Nintendo will be calling you up. So get ready. They're going to be listening to your phone calls. They're going to be listening to all your family dirty laundry. It's going to be all over Nintendo servers.
Go to Twitter, go to Blue Sky, wherever you tweet your chisme. Go there and tell everyone that we just said, and tell people like it's fact. Nintendo's been calling you. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Nintendo's been calling them, and they're recording them.
You think you got spam calls now? You just wait.
Okay, let's talk about what we're actually talking about. We're going to pull up this article here on Nintendo's website, courtesy of Drip Media. Verification by text message. As additional security measure, text message verification is required to set up game chat. It uses the phone number registered to your Nintendo account. Required. You must give Nintendo your phone number if you want to be able to use the game chat feature, which obviously has no connection to your phone number whatsoever. It's a security measure. I don't know exactly what security measure that would be. I think it's just kind of like collecting a fingerprint, so to speak. I'm not really sure what they need your phone number for in regards to that. I can tell you one thing. We were joking. They're not going to be calling your family.
They're not going to call you. No, that was a joke. Yes, that was a joke.
So, I don't really care.
So is that clickbait now? Are we clickbait now?
Well, we're talking about spying, which we'll get to. That's going to be the other thing we're talking about. This isn't your phone number's not going to be, they're not going to be spying on you with your phone number. This is just, security. I don't really know. I'll tell you one thing. If you ever sign up for anything on the internet, especially if you use your phone number, not necessarily though, your phone number is out there. And in fact, I can guarantee you one thing, friends, your phone number is on in the dark web right now.
Yeah. Also, I hate to just like stomp this conversation out before it starts, but Nintendo already has your phone number.
Yeah,
everybody's.
I mean, I'll let you keep going, but just to be clear here, it says it's using the phone number that you already registered to your Nintendo account.
To your Nintendo account.
So it's the people who are complaining about this, like they're gonna do my phone number. You've already given it to them.
Yes, they already have it.
You've already. If you haven't given it to them, there's no issue here. But if you have already given it to them, you've already given it to them. They're just being transparent, which is refreshing, to be honest. They
sometimes they don't do that. I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe when you make a Nintendo account, a phone number is something that is in the sign up sheet.
Name me something you sign up for the internet that doesn't require a phone number. Email, name, email, phone number are like standard procedure for anything you're signing up for on the internet, which is why your phone number is already out there in the dark web. It's just a fact. Like, if you ever got a spam call, that's because the phone number is on the dark web, or at least somehow got there via multiple ways. Yeah. If Facebook sells that stuff, everybody. If it's free, you ever heard the term, guys? If it's free, you're the product. That's correct. So if it's free, you bought whatever it was. Nothing's free. You bought it for giving your email, your phone number, your name, information. So
I mean, a lot of people have a problem with signing up for things because of that.
Yeah, and honestly, that's valid. The people, I think my uncle's one of those people who is very careful about where he puts his information. Both my uncles actually, and I respect that. I'm like, they're a bit older. They've been in the tech industry, and like computers stuff for a very long time. So I know that they know the dangers more than I or you would, and that's probably a big reason why they don't do a lot of that stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is just another one of those things people seeing and getting very upset about before knowing what's going on or realizing that, oh, I've already done that. Never mind. I can't be mad about that. I did that 8 years ago when I bought a Switch.
Right.
Whoops.
I did that, 20 years ago when I bought a Wii, probably.
Yeah.
Signed up for Nintendo Power Magazine. You probably gave them phone number. Like, this is nothing new. It's not
had the phone numbers.
It's not new for the internet. It's just information spreads more. What is new for the internet, though, is recording your audio and video calls, which is also what Nintendo is going to be doing. I got this for reference. I have this Yahoo tech article. Thanks, Yahoo.
That is real. That is happening.
Yeah, according to Nintendo, we clarified that we may collect, monitor, and record audio and video of your chat sessions with other users to provide a safe and secure environment. So, not clickbait. Nintendo is they're actually recording and your audio and video conversations. They are spying on you.
But they're being upfront about it. Is it spying if they told you?
No. Because it's also not spying. It's monitoring. They're very different. When you walk into a restaurant and they have the cameras everywhere, any business, and they have the cameras all over the place, are you saying the business is spying on you? Or do you say that they're
some people would?
Or do you say that they're monitoring what's going on in their store? Which is
some people would say they're spying on me. They're trying to look inside my purse and see my credit card numbers.
Which is exactly what's happening in this situation. You're walking into Nintendo's digital store, and they are making sure that everyone who is in their store is safe. Whether you like that and want to believe that or not, it is what's happening. It doesn't mean that they're not doing other things with it. You're probably also agreeing to them being able to sell and some of this data that they're collecting, which is a problem across the entire fucking internet, not just Nintendo. Yeah. But I'm just saying they're not lying to you, and they're saying they want to protect the people using the service. You know, just think about this, Drip. I'll let you speak about it because you actually have kids. Your kid gets on the internet, and how many friend requests do you get on Fortnite and all? Like, you know, constantly.
I get a lot.
I get a lot of people who I for sure don't know, and I know that I just don't entertain it. I block them even. I don't accept it. I even block them unless I know, like, I'm streaming or something. But, you know, it's just the randos who just want to friend you for whatever reason. Your kid may or may not be aware of who that is and maybe curious even and accept that. And once they accept that, they're opening up a voice communication and video communication via game chat on Switch too. And people.
Well, that doesn't actually go through Switch 2. If it's Fortnite, I know, that's their own thing.
I use Fortnite as an example, but that
right,
yeah.
So yeah, if you get so the way it works though, only friends can be invited to join the voice chat. So you have to be friends, but
there's a layer of protection right there.
They do keep it protected as far as like kids and stuff go, because it has to be your friend code, and then you got to get the friend code. But I mean, still, things happen. Some weirdo could get your kid's friend code, send a friend request, and then all of a sudden, you know, they don't even know what's going on. They accept it, and then, you know, somehow they're getting into the voice chat. Nintendo has put up a lot of blocks for that to not be the case, and I think they're doing a pretty good job with that. But it could happen. It could still happen, and they're protecting their own back with this, honestly. This is the reason, stuff like this is the reason why Nintendo didn't do voice chat with the Switch initially, and why they've been so far behind in it, is because kids, they want to protect kids. And honestly, for being honest here, I have zero problem with this. Let them record everything, because if something happens, it's better that it's recorded and there's proof and there's evidence, and then whoever's trying to do something weird or whatever whatever's going on can be caught. My question to everyone out there that has a problem with this, what the fuck are you talking about on a Nintendo voice chat that you're afraid of being recorded? Like, why is that the place? Like, what are you saying that you are so worried about Nintendo recording it on a voice chat? It's playing a game with your family. I would say if you are that secretive about what you're saying, you should probably not do it on Nintendo's servers. I don't know. If it's that big of a deal, maybe use a carrier pigeon.
Drip, do you know what this is in my hand?
I do. That is a cell phone.
Do you know what cell phones have on them?
The internet, a microphone. A microphone.
Yes. If you have Apple or Google or anybody, which these days it's mainly just Apple and Google, Android, right? But it's Google. You know what you know what they're doing all the time that you accept when you turn your phone on and set it up, which you have to accept terms of service.
In the terms of service, yeah.
Your microphone is always on, baby.
Always.
Yeah,
that's way worse than a Nintendo voice chat. That's for sure.
Yes.
Because I can say Disney World, Disney World, Disney World, Disney World, Disney World, Disney World. And now when I go back on Facebook or Instagram, I guarantee they're going to be showing me ads for Disney Cruise Line and, the Magic Kingdom. It's the way it works. It always happens to me. I start talking about something and wow, strange. There's ads for it on my phone. Happens a lot. I don't think Nintendo's going to be going that far. I don't think they're going to be listening to your conversations and then trying to sell you games in the eShop based off of your conversations. I highly doubt they're going to go that far.
It is worth note that this is the first Nintendo console with a microphone that has a constant and active internet connection 24/7. Because the 3DS would have been handheld, right? The 3DS,
right.
You know, is all you had. It was always on, but it had that convenient little switch on it. That was you could turn the Wi-Fi on and off right on the spot, and your Wi-Fi was off like 95% of the time. It's only when you're browsing the eShop you need to turn that thing back on. So you had the microphone on it, yes, but there was no way for Nintendo to collect the data because it wasn't connected to the internet. So this is I would say it's a not a red flag, but I don't know. Let's say a green. No, not green's a good flag. A different color flag. A flag has been raised for me. Is like, okay, well, there is a microphone on the device, so there is something to be considered here. The fact that it's always going to be connected to the internet, just like your phone. But again, it's no more concerning than the cell phone in your pocket. In fact, these guys who you buy your cell phones from are doing way worse things you can imagine with your data.
Yeah, it's less concerning, much less concerning than what's already in your pocket. Probably what you're watching this video on. Actually,
yeah.
I don't know. Again, this is another one of those situations where people are just getting very upset for not a whole lot. I mean, cool. Keep the kids safe. I'm all about it. Like if you really got some shit to say, you should probably not do it while you're playing Mario Kart, with whoever it is you're trying to say it to. Maybe, like I said, write a letter.
I have nothing.
Put it on a pigeon. Send it.
I have nothing to hide. Like literally nothing. Maybe my private parts, so I don't want Nintendo recording my junk.
That would be weird.
But
that would be crossing the line. I would say at that point, yes. Then people should be very upset.
But don't put your junk on the camera. I have nothing to be scared of, and there's a fine line, and you're allowed to. I'm not telling you because I have family, like I just said, that is the same way. Like I have family that won't even put their picture on the internet willingly, and that's fine.
Yeah, you're entitled to your privacy.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. I have nothing that I'm afraid of. I'm like, in fact, I've done worse in the past because I was a kid on the internet at one point. I was a teenager on Facebook.
I bet Jeeve on the internet as a teenager was an absolute terror. Just a menace to society.
There's a picture of me with
trying
hair,
to kill everybody
with a Bieber bowl cut, looking emo as shit. Okay, that's out there somewhere. I think I might have it in my Google Photos now, but listen, that's why you got to protect your kids on the internet from the start.
Yeah.
Because once you do that, once you're an adult, you make your own decisions. It doesn't matter. It's what matters more is what they do as children, what you do as a child on the internet. Some people didn't have the internet as a child. Some people had it later on, like you. I think you were probably in your 20s, I would say, by the time you were able to post your photos willy-nilly on the internet, right?
Ain't that old.
I'm early 20s, right? Because by the time I was posting my photos on the internet willy-nilly, I was 12.
No, I mean, dude, MySpace,
13?
bro. MySpace was the thing.
Yeah, MySpace.
We were doing the whole band stuff. Yeah,
I skipped MySpace entirely. I went right to Facebook.
You just got on late. Yeah, dude, MySpace. I mean,
yeah.
I was in a metal band. Okay. We were on MySpace.
So, but people watching the analytics of people watch this show, you're a teenager when you were on the internet. That is what you should be concerned about. And anything you did when you were a teenager, said or did.
Remember what you were doing on the internet. That's
the stuff you're doing. The stuff that's happening now, unless you know it yourself and you know that you're doing bad things currently, which I'm not. I have nothing to be scared of what's going on in my life. So there's nothing to worry about. But if you are entitled to your privacy. But that's the thing, you're also entitled to do whatever you want at whenever you want and have to face the repercussions. So that's why there's protections like Nintendo is doing, that if you decide to be a bad person one day and say some shit to a kid that you shouldn't be saying on their service, they have a right to protect themselves and the person on the other end receiving
and their customers
and
their store.
Correct.
Their store.
If you ever walked into a Walmart, you're a hypocrite if you're against what Nintendo's doing. If you've ever walked into...
There's nothing wrong with it. Keep the kids safe.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't show your butt on their cameras. You'll be all right.
What about your Boobaloo Bloobies?
No, don't do that. Against the terms of service.
I did that on Twitch once.
Also against the terms of service.
No, I think men can take their shirt off, just not girls, which,
Well, that's sexist and stupid, but
welcome to
don't break the terms of service.
To the internet. Yeah. So, hide your kids, hide your wives. Nintendo's spying on you.
It's true.
Thanks for watching.
Shut the blinds.
We do this show live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is not one of those. At what point are we going to start considering these full episodes? I don't know. This is still just a clip, but it's a half hour long. So thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys for watching. And again, if you want to check our show live, it's Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single week right here on YouTube. If you're listening on audio platforms, thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. Leave us a 5-star review and tell us how much of a clickbaiter we are. We appreciate that. Leave a like or dislike. Yes. Don't matter to me.
And if you made it this far,
what are we going to say, Drip? What's today's word?
Just, no, I'm not going to do it. It's a bad idea.
Coward.
It's a bad idea.
I like bad ideas. I can edit it out. What is it?
Today's word is clickbait.
Oh, come on. That's not you liar. Tell me off air. Type click.
That's it. That was it.
Everybody,
but that's a bad idea.
Everybody put clickbait in the chat. That's the word today.
No, don't do that. It's a bad idea. No comments of clickbait. It's a bad idea.
We'll see you guys next week.
Or do it. Whatever. Who cares? Do it. It's fine.